morning, everybody. Today with us we have Nicolas Lopez. He's a third grader at Noonan Elementary. And your teacher is Miss Rodriguez, am I right? And your principal is Miss Evie Guerra. Is that correct?
Yes.
So today, everybody, we're going to, I'm actually going to do a job interview with Mr. Lopez on what it is to be a mayor. So I'm pretty sure he's got some pretty hard questions. So, Nicolas, whenever you're ready, sir, go right ahead.
What do you do as a mayor?
Well, that's a hard question, Nicolas, because there's a lot of things that we do as a mayor. My biggest role, Nicolas, is to make sure that we have all the information that we gather whenever we make decisions for the city. There's a lot of things that affect the city. You know, our police department, our fire department, our public works, which is our water lines and our sewer lines, and our streets. All those things we look at every day to make sure that we have those things for that the citizens of Alice can have good streets, good fire protection, and good police protection. So it's important as the mayors that we keep it all together. It's the mayor and 4 other council members. So when we get, this is the council chamber. So when we get to the council and we vote on things, the mayor is the one that puts it all together so that everybody can vote and see what we're going to do for the future of City of Alice.
Who is your role model or hero and why?
Really, Nicolas, I have a lot of role models, but I guess my role model would always be my father. My father is an inspiration to me. I lost my dad when I was real young, but it's always remained to me that my father's the one that has always been my role model. In growing up, and some of my role models also are John F. Kennedy. When I was little, I remember him a little bit, but I always remembered that he was a really good leader and that people respected him and loved him, and I think he was a really good president. And he led the country to some places that were difficult, but I think they were really good for the time in the early 60s that they made our country what it is today. So that's probably one of my biggest attributes towards my role model and the people that influenced me as I was young.
What is the best decision you ever made?
Well, there's a lot of decisions. Gosh, if I had to really pinpoint the decisions, it would probably be the decision to be able to get people together and work to where we share one common goal. As a mayor, Nicolas, it's not the mayor that makes the decision on everything that goes on here, but it's the individual that's able to keep people working together and talking to different people. So when we talk about decisions, we talk about things that affect our community. I would say the biggest or the best decision that I've made is to be able to work with our city council and with the business community, with the schools, with the county. There's a lot of people that play a role here, so our decisions that we make have a big impact on what goes on in the city. So there's not really one in particular, but I would say there'd be a lot of them because there's a lot of decisions you make in a 2-year period as a mayor.
What skills have helped you the most?
I think the skills that have helped me the most are when I worked for the Postal Service. I was trained to be a mediator and a facilitator, and in that job, what that meant is that we got 2 groups of people together and we discussed the issues that affected us. And when you do work like that, you have to be able to look at both sides of the story and look at all the issues that affect any decisions that you make. So in my years with the Postal Service, which is almost 33 years, the Postal Service trained me to be able to do that and to be able to get people together and to discuss issues. And there was times that we would agree but would disagree, but we were able to discuss those things and make it to where we're professional and we respected one another. And that's important in the city council and in any government. You have to respect people's opinion. You have to understand why they vote the way they do. And those skills that I learned when I was working at the post office helped me to do that, because that's what makes the city council the city council. You have to be able to sit down and visit with the city council, different community people, and if you have those skills, it makes it easier. Okay?
What keeps you here?
Here in Alice or as a city council member?
here in what
Both.
helps you keeps you?
You know, Nicholas, I've been in Alice since I was in the third grade. I moved over here from Corpus Christi, and I've always had a really deep love for Alice. And all our years that we've been that I've lived in Alice, most of my adult life, it's a little over 50 years. I always felt that Alice had a lot of potential, and I still do. I see the people that are in Alice. I see the people that really care about Alice, and that kind of drives me. It makes me feel that I want to work harder to make Alice a better place. Because at the end of the day, when we have young students like you, I want to make sure that we do the right thing so that y'all will come back. Y'all go to college. When you come back, you come and live in Alice, because it's important that all our people that were raised here come back at some point. So that has always kept me in Alice. I've always had opportunities to move to different places, take different jobs, but I've never done that because I think that Alice is a really nice small community, but it's a community that keeps us together, and I like the small town community, and I think it's important that we enjoy each other as family and as friends, because that's what's important in life, and Alice gives that to me, and I really enjoy that.
What do you hope to accomplish for the city this year?
Well, this year we've done a lot of things, Nicholas. The most important thing is to be able to fund all of our streets and all our police and fire. There's a lot of things that come up during the course of the year. We have to be able to have enough monies to do that. And in order to get monies to do that, we have to look at what they call sales tax receipts. Those are monies like when you go to the store and you spend money, you pay like an 8 cents tax. Some of that money comes back to the city. And when that money comes back to the city, that puts that in our city budget. And then we use those monies to be able to do projects for the community. So, and some of the things that we've done is we've passed some ordinances that I think have made us safer. And when I say safer, we passed a no texting on city streets while you're driving. Those are important things because if you're texting and you're driving, you can have an accident. So those are some of the decisions that we make to make sure that everybody's safe, and that we make sure that we're not doing things that we're not supposed to, right? So those are the important things that we work on. Again, funding for the multi-use complex that we're doing out there. When we look at the addition that we made going out on Highway 44, it's a $2 million project. There's a lot of things that we do. There's a lot of things that we still want to do. I know the council's been talking about renovating downtown and fixing that up so that we can have events in downtown, improving our water system, expanding our police department, expanding our fire department. So there's a lot of things that we do as a city council that we have to talk about all the time. So it's important that when we do these things, we plan them and we make sure that we can fund them and do them right.
What inspired you to run for mayor?
Like I said earlier, I've always been in Alice all my life. I was a letter carrier here in town. I always got to talk to a lot of people, and people would always tell me that they'd like certain things to be done. And I felt that I had the skills necessary to be able to do that. So I used to be a city councilman probably about 10 years ago. When I retired from the post office, I felt that I had the skills necessary and the things that I'd like to do in order to move Alice forward. So that's always been in the back of my mind. And now that I'm retired, I always felt that I had a lot of time to be able to dedicate to it. And I spend a lot of time here. And I visit with a lot of people that want to come to Alice. So I feel that because I'm retired and because I felt dedicated to the city and knowing what Alice needs, and I've been here all my life, that kind of inspired me to be able to do it. I've always said, Nicholas, that if you want to do something, then you got to do it. It's one thing to be able to say I want to do it, but don't do it. I've always been able to say that I want to make something of Alice. I want to make Alice to be better, but I'm going to take that step forward to make sure that we do that. And you have to make some decisions, and that was one of the reasons why I ran for mayor.
How many hours do you normally work per day?
On any given day, it could be maybe 2 or 3. It could be 8. It varies depending on what my schedule is. Sometimes I have appointments where people will call me and they want to visit with me. And they'll come by and we'll make appointments and we'll sit down, we'll talk. Sometimes I meet with people from the Chamber of Commerce. Sometimes I meet with the Economic Development Council. Sometimes I meet with developers. So on any given day, Nicholas, it could be, 2 to 3, even up to 8 or 10. I would probably venture to say that I spend probably about anywhere from 20 to 35 hours a week, maybe sometimes a little bit more. But that doesn't include weekends, okay? Because sometimes I'll get calls on my cell phone that there's some problems with a water line or a sewer line or a street or a pothole. So I take calls at 10 o'clock at night. I've taken calls at 9:30 in the morning, 8 o'clock, or if I have appointments. So it all depends on how many people that want to visit with me. And then, of course, I spend time trying to visit with other people to try to bring them to Alice to promote Alice as well.
What are the challenging parts of your job?
The challenging parts, Nicholas, are probably the parts that we gather when we get information. There's a lot of times that we look at things that are going on in the city. I like to visit with a lot of people in the city and ask them what they think or what kind of job that we're doing. I think the challenging parts are be able to get the right information that is accurate information and be able to know what the issues are that are before us. A lot of times people will bring up questions to me and I'll answer some of the questions for them, and sometimes they don't know some of the things that are accurate or not accurate. So the challenging part for me is to be able to get the information in, share that information that's actual true information, and disseminate that or get it out to the people, right? So that's a challenging part because, again, when we talked about everybody has opinions and how they think things work, sometimes it's not all true, sometimes it is. So we have to be able to separate what the truth is and what's not the truth, and then use that information to positively move Alice forward and ensure that the city council has all the information they need to make the right decision. That's probably the most challenging part.
What is the number one priority of the person who is selected to do this job?
Well, the one who selected me, the priority of them is to keep me on top of what we need to be doing and stay focused. I am only as good as the people that elected me. I don't take no credit for it. I'm lucky to be in this job because people elected me to do this, but I'm their representative, okay? People will call me or talk to me and say, Larry, I think that we should do this or I think we should do that. And we'll talk about stuff and they'll keep me honest and let me know what's exactly going on. If I don't know what's going on, then I'm out of touch. So it's important that people that support me, and even the people that have not supported me in the election, and that's okay, because I have to know everything that's going on and make sure that I'm open-minded and that I'm able to talk to them about the issues that affect our city. So my job is 24/7, and in every place that I go to. I can go to HEB after work or while I'm shopping for things, and I talk to people there. I'll talk to people that if I go to a restaurant, people will visit with me, or again when I have appointments. So the thing about the people that selected me to do this job is to be able to communicate with them, talk to them, and they can share their ideas and concepts. So again, we can make Alice better. It's a work in progress all the time, Nicholas. You always got to be talking about what we can do to make it better.
How many people do you talk to daily?
God, it's hard to count. I don't really count how many people that I talk to. I would venture to say between 50 and 75. If you had to put a number to it, that's probably about where I'm at. It could go a little bit more. Sometimes when I'll have an event that I have scheduled where there's like maybe 100 people there, after I'll do an event, or I'll talk to some of the people who have questions for me. So it varies, but on any given day, it could be 20, it could be 50. It all depends on what my schedule is and the people that are around me that we can talk about issues.
Who helps you do your job?
Well, for one is the staff that works here, okay? We have our city manager, which is Jesus Garcia. We have our finance director, which is Hector Hinojosa. Renee Marshall, Jessica Bonilla, and Pat Martinez. They're our immediate staff. You met Mr. Jim Hicks a little while ago, the one that's running this program here. All the people in City Hall, all the people that work outside, the gentleman that's picking up our garbage, the gentleman that's working on our water lines, the gentlemen that are protecting our city with fire and with police, all of those people are the ones that help me. All those individuals that work for the city of Alice are the ones that help me and the city council do the job that we need to do. So it's a big effort. It's not just the mayor doing it, or not just the city council. It's all our city, and even the people of Alice. They're the ones that help me do this job, because they tell me what it is that they think we need to do, and we discuss it, and we do what we do, and we do the things we need to so that we can make Alice always better. It's a big list.
What authority do you have in the city?
Well, the authority that I have in the city is basically getting the city council together and visiting with people. The mayor is actually, when we come to a vote, Nicolas, there's 4 council members here. And when I ask for a vote on a particular agenda item, the council members always vote. The mayor never votes unless there's a tie. And there's only been one time that I've actually got to vote. So mostly my job is to run the meetings. And in the event that the council members come up with a stalemate, let's say that it's 2-2, then the mayor gets to vote. But my authority basically is to gather the information, share it with everybody, and then discuss it on what we're going to do with the council members, so that way we all work as a team. We all work on passing different agenda items, different things in the city. So the authority is mostly what they call ceremonial, where I'll go do events and I'll talk about the things that are going on in the city. But every now and then I get to vote, okay?
Who's your boss?
Well, that's a hard question, Nicolas. My bosses are the citizens of Alice. Those are the people that I report to. They're the ones that tell me if I'm doing good or I'm doing bad. And actually, that's the people that I want and I know that are my boss. I'm the one that I have to answer the questions to. So every day that I go to different places, I meet all my bosses in town, because it's your dad, it's Miss Signs, it's you, because you're asking me questions, which is good, right? So we all want to make sure that everybody's involved, and when you talk about the bosses, it's everybody in the city of Alice.
That's all my questions.
That's all the questions? Well, listen, I really want to thank you for coming by here, Nicolas, and I think it's really nice that you take and that you participate in this process. You know, it's not every day that we get individuals like you that come by, but it's really nice when we do get individuals, because that means that you care about your community. It means that you're involved enough to know that Alice is important, and it's also for your future. This is a really good and a really big step for you to be able to do this. I was just telling your dad and your mom a little earlier that it's not common for individuals to do this like you do. But anytime that we do have it, I think it's important, because someday, Nicolas, you're going to be a council member, a mayor, a state senator, or maybe the president. We don't know that. But I want to thank you for coming by. I want to thank you for taking an interest. And I want to thank Ms. Guerra and Ms. Rodriguez also at Noonan, all the kids at Noonan Elementary. Congratulate Nicolas for doing a great job, everybody, because he did a really good job here today. And if there's anything that you need, I think it's important that we do things with our youth and our young people like you. And it's important that we share this information, so that way you become our next mayor or our next president. Does that sound good? Good. You have any questions?
There was one more question I wanted him to ask.
Okay.
If he could.
Sure.
Nicolas, tell a little bit about your project. What is your project about?
Oh, Share about your project a little bit.
My project's Utopian Destination, and I'm wondering what a government does for a city.
Oh, okay. So in Utopia, it's a different thing, right? Compared to the city of Alice? It's a little bit different thing, right? Well, that's good. That's a good topic to discuss. And how you do with that? Is that working pretty good for you? So does this help you in kind of finding out what we do? Well, good. Any other questions? Again, thanks, Nicolas, for coming by. We appreciate it. Congratulations to you and Noonan Elementary for doing this really great job and provide us with our young citizens of tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. If there are not any other questions, Nicolas, we're going to go ahead and sign off. Alice, have a good afternoon. Thank you for listening to us, and we'll see you later. Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye.